Okay, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody to this pep talk this afternoon. Please mute yourself, but always show your video picture so that I can see your faces. Sign in your name, Facebook account, or email address in the chat box. Please include the names of companions attending with you. Use the chat box to ask questions and make comments while the pep talk is on. There will be group pictures at the start and end of the pep talk, so please show your faces in the video during the picture taking. Reminder after the pep talk, please take the online learning evaluation test exercise for mastery of learning and have a perfect score to get a certificate like the one shown here, medical diagnosis, what and how. I have placed the link in the chat box. Another reminder, obtaining 25 OLETE certificates will entitle one mentee to a voucher for a RO Hoson medical consultation, either face-to-face or telemedical. Another request, please type in your feedback in the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. Let's now have a group picture taking before we start the pep talk proper in 2 minutes. One. Okay. Angeline? Bet baliktad din ano mo. Okay, good. One, two, one. Don't move. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I have a patient empowerment program in which I like to empower the lay people or patients to take control in the management of their health. I started the pep talk on May 15, 2021. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there are 3 courses in the pep talk. I completed the core course on October 9, 2021. And then from October 23, 2021 onwards, I've been tackling health disorder and health issue courses. So May 18 this year marks the start of year 4 of the RO Hoson Pep Talk. How long the pep talk will last will depend on both you and my enthusiasm, discipline, and perseverance. This is our 158th pep talk already. My pep talk today is entitled Medical Diagnosis, What and How. Okay, so what is medical diagnosis and how it's being done? Okay. The empowerment objective is for the lay people to have an essential understanding on medical diagnosis, what and how as part of their health management. The contents of this pep talk will be the following. What is the meaning of diagnosis, medical diagnosis? What are the different types or categories of medical diagnosis? When is medical diagnosis being done? When are the what are the possible outcomes after a diagnostic process or processes? What are the 3 basic methods in medical diagnosing? And what are the basic processes in making a diagnosis? Are all medical diagnoses always accurate and certain? Does diagnosis always start with clinical diagnosis? What are the common issues and challenges in medical diagnosis among lay people? And what are the common issues and challenges in medical diagnosis among physicians? Okay. So, a disclaimer, this pep talk will contain my thoughts, perceptions, opinions, and recommendations culled from my personal experiences as well as from readings of the writings of other health professionals. So I try to get some inputs from them. Okay. So let's start with the first issue. What is the meaning of diagnosis? The word diagnosis is commonly used in the medical profession or field. However, it can be used in other professions or fields such as veterinary medicine and even non-medical, such as when there is an engine trouble, ang tatanong natin, ano ba yung diagnosis ng mekaniko, no? Anong sira, no? Pag tinanong nyo anong sira, yan ang tinatanong nyo kung ano yung diagnosis. Okay? And diagnosis during human conflicts, no? Yung mga, let's say, nag-aawayan, bakit sila nag-aawayan, no? So, you try to look for the cause, no? So the word diagnosis is not strictly confined to medicine. It can be used outside medicine. The word diagnosis comes from the Greek word gnosis, meaning knowledge. No? Diagnosis used as an action verb means investigation or analysis of the cause or nature of a condition, situation, or problem, such as diagnosis of engine trouble and diagnosis of a health concern. The other way to use the word diagnosis is as a noun. When it's used as a noun, it means a statement or conclusion from such an investigation or analysis which is done earlier. So this is the first step, action verb, action word. So try to diagnose, and then you end up with a conclusion or statement. Now, then that's what you call the diagnosis. It's a statement of a after an investigation. So diagnose, then ending up with the word diagnosis. No? What is medical diagnosis? It's simply diagnosis in the field of medicine. Kung diagnosis in other field, then let's say veterinary, pwede din gamitin yon. Veterinary diagnosis or diagnosis of a plane trouble, the mga engine trouble, etc. Okay. Now, let's focus on medical diagnosis. Medical diagnosis starts with the process of determining the nature of a disease or disorder. Let's say may mga symptoms ng mga pasyente, nagpapatingin. So, iimbestigahan ng doktor. Okay? So it's a process of determining kung ano talaga ang sakit, yung problema ng pasyente. Okay? And then also distinguishing it from other possible conditions. Kasi may mga symptoms that may represent with a lot of we call that differentials, different diagnoses, different possibilities. So ang gagawin ng doktor, he will try to determine which one is the diagnosis by doing a process of investigation. So this process ends up with a conclusion or statement from the investigation or analysis. Again, to repeat, ang first step is the word, action word, diagnose, to investigate. And then at the end of the investigation, you have a statement which is called the diagnosis. Formerly, there were only few diagnostic tests being done or available in the world, in the Philippines, okay, to assist the physicians who when you say diagnostic test, yung mga laboratory test, na, who depended on medical history, observation, and physical examination. Ito yung, when you do a clinical diagnosis, this will include medical history, that interview yung kayo, then you observe ng doktor, and then doing a physical examination. So yan ang clinical diagnosis. Ang diagnosis naman can be also reinforced, can be done using laboratory tests. Ang tawag noon, diagnostic test. Laboratory diagnostic test. In the 20th century, there occurred numerous technological advances in medicine. Sa ngayon, ang daming, di ba? Ang daming development, mga technology, maraming mga laboratory tests, no? So this resulted in the development of a lot of laboratory procedures, tests and procedures. Marami na, no? So nowadays, diagnosis is classified or categorized into processes used in diagnosing a patient's concern. So may iba-ibang different types of categories of medical diagnosis. No? One is the so-called clinical diagnosis. Ito usually ang starting point. No? Clinical diagnosis is based on medical history, particularly on the symptoms, anong nararamdaman ng pasyente, and physical examination findings by the physicians. So we call the physical examination findings by the physicians as signs, yung mga nararamdaman ng pasyente, symptoms. So pinaprocess ng doktor yung symptoms and signs to come out with a clinical diagnosis. Walang laboratory test dito, no? Okay, so interview, then examining ng doktor yung pasyente by looking, by auscultation with the stethoscope, by palpation, etc., etc. Wala pang diagnostic test dito. So we call that clinical diagnosis. So yan ang first step. Okay. Then the other category of medical diagnosis is the laboratory. So this is based on the results of laboratory diagnostic tests done. So it can be result from blood tests, urine tests, stool tests, and other body fluid tests. Then diagnosis from biopsy. Okay, pag tinanggal isang sample ng bukol ninyo, body tissue, examine, that's what's called biopsy. Then cytologic diagnosis means yung diagnosis is based on microscopic examination of cells, parang pap smear, ganon, okay? And then histologic diagnosis is diagnosis made from examination, microscopic examination of tissues. Yung mga kumpul-kumpul ng cells, bigger amount of sample, we call that histopathologic diagnosis. In contrast to cytologic, ang pinag-aaralan lang yung cells. Now, radiologic diagnosis is based on the results of X-rays done. Kaya tinatawag na radio, okay, X-ray. So then you have the imaging procedure diagnosis. Maraming na mga different types of imaging procedures. Example will be the ultrasound, CT scan, MRI diagnosis, nuclear scan diagnosis, PET scan diagnosis. Okay. Strictly speaking, yung radiologic, yung X-rays are also part of imaging procedures. Then the other category is operative diagnosis or procedure diagnosis. So this is based on the findings and results of the operations or procedures that were done. Okay. Example will be pag nag-opera isang doktor, ano yung nakita niya intraoperative, no? So during the operation, he makes a diagnosis. And then after the operation, tapos na yung operasyon, then he makes a final diagnosis after the operation. That's what is called post-operative. Tumisan, pwedeng final na siya, but tumisan, kadalasan, meron pang mga laboratory tests like histopath, no? So, papasok ko yung histopath diagnosis, which I explained earlier. Then, explore lab diagnosis will be yung pag binuksan yung tiyan, titingnan kung anong meron, then at the end of the evaluation, the surgeon will come out with an exploratory laboratory diagnosis. This is the same as intraoperative diagnosis or post-operative diagnosis. No? Endoscopic diagnosis, okay, you have heard about gastroscopy, colonoscopy, bronchoscopy, laryngoscopy. Ito yung mga diagnoses that are derived from these procedures, yung mga endoscopy. Autopsy diagnosis is another category. Kung namatay na yung pasyente at in-examine, no? So may diagnosis. Ang tawag doon, autopsy diagnosis. So it's based on the autopsy done. So another aspect of this issue, different types of diagnosis, you have to consider the so-called primary and secondary. No? When you say primary, this is the most probable diagnosis, the number one suspect. Secondary diagnosis is the number two suspect. In medicine, there's no such thing as 100% sure all the time, or always, usually wala, no? So that usually merong unang suspect and number two suspect, no? Okay. Now, differential diagnosis is covers primary and secondary, kaya lang, ang differential diagnosis can be more than 2. Okay? So lahat isasama nila, all possible that may be present. It can be 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Pag tatlo siya, tertiary, you can say tertiary diagnosis. Na? Okay. And then the word final diagnosis, this is the so-called last diagnosis. It may not be real final, it may not be the correct one, pero at least that's the last one that was being reported by the physician. No? It's just called final diagnosis. Okay. When you say last diagnosis, the last, pero hindi it does not assure you that palaging tama siya. Pwede rin siyang mali. No? Okay. When is medical diagnosis being done? When there is a need to investigate for a particular medical condition or disease that may be present. So kung merong mga simptomas ng pasyente o gusto niya pa-check yung yung katawan niya, okay? So a medical diagnosis will be done, okay? So these are seen in patients in 2 categories of patients, yung asymptomatic and then symptomatic, merong nararamdaman. Those asymptomatic people who wants to have a medical diagnosis done, this is usually done as a screening for a possible disease because of a high or higher risk, but there are no symptoms. Okay? You have heard about asymptomatic COVID. Diba? Walang nararamdaman, pero tinetest, no? Okay. Ini-examine, no? So, screening yon, no? Then, symptomatic examination will be you determine the possible disease because of the presence of symptoms, and if present, and identifying the specific disease and distinguishing it from other possible conditions. Example, yung mga may ubo, sipon, parang flu-like symptoms, ayon. So, in-examine ng doktor and then try to come out with a possible diagnosis based on the symptoms. So usually ang konsiderasyon pwedeng up to now COVID-19 o kaya the ordinary influenza or others, no? So before the COVID-19 pandemic, wala tayong kino-consider na COVID-19, no? So it's only flu. But nowadays we have to consider COVID-19 as part of the possible diagnosis in patients with flu-like symptoms, okay? So ngayon, marami pa rin may flu, may COVID. No? Okay. What are the possible outcomes after a diagnostic process? So pag pag in-investigate, anong possible outcome? So it can turn out to be normal, walang problema, okay, walang disease. Okay. It could be a non-specific medical condition which will spontaneously resolve. No? Meron siyang nararamdaman, meron findings, pero it's something that will be transient, kusang mawawala. So we call that non-specific, saka hindi siya talagang it cannot be categorized into a very specific disease. Yeah, we just call it non-specific medical condition. So ito yung mga condition that will sa palagay ng doktor will spontaneously resolve in a few days, no? Okay. Example will be yung mga flu-like symptoms. Kung minsan, hindi mo ma-diagnose kung talagang flu or COVID or others, may others pa, non-specific lang. Kasi kinakati lang yung lalamunan, ganon. We can call that non-specific sore throat, no? Mawawala siya, no? And then, obserbahan lang kung saan mawawala. So we call that non-specific. Pero kung na-identify na it's due to COVID, then we call it a COVID-19 infection. Or if it's due to flu, influenza. Okay? So another possible outcome will be meron siyang sakit na identify but which does not need treatment. Just watchful waiting. It's possible. So this connotes that not all diseases need treatment. No? May mga sakit na kusang pabayaan mo lang, kusang mawawala, no? You just watch and wait, no? And then the other possible outcome would be a disease which needs treatment as early as possible. Okay? Like yung mga cancer, no? Okay. O yung mga may let's say heart attack, no? Okay. The other category a possible outcome will be the diseases which cannot be treated anymore because of advanced stage or high risk of complications and death. We know that there are people who come in late, so na-diagnose na advanced cancer. So that's another possible outcome of a diagnostic investigation. May sakit yung pasyente, may cancer, advanced na. Okay. And the last possible outcome after diagnostic process will be the doctor try to determine the extent of the disease in terms of severity or stages. So na-identify niya, let's say, cancer, breast cancer, thyroid cancer. Then the next step, it will be to determine ganong ka-advanced na yung cancer. Okay, ganong kalala. No? Okay. So these are the various possible outcomes after a diagnostic process. Again, normal, non-specific, disease which does not need treatment, disease which needs treatment right away, disease which cannot be treated anymore. The doctor will tell you honestly, advanced na, medyo the prognosis is bad, medyo mahirap gamutin. And then the other thing that the doctor will do to determine the extent of the disease. What are the three basic methods of medical diagnosing? Ito yung process, no? So number one is interviewing patients for symptoms and doing physical examination. As I said earlier, this is categorized as clinical diagnosis. So during the observation, after the initial clinical diagnosis and laboratory test, if done, so pwedeng mag-observe lang pag ginawa na yung history, PE, and may lab test na, may diagnosis, pwede pang i-observe. No? Okay. So that's another basic methods of medical diagnosis. The other one is doing laboratory and procedural diagnostic tests. Okay? So tandaan lang ito, usually tinatanong kayo you have that experience, tinatanong kayo yung doctor, interview. So the doctor is trying to get symptoms. And then kung in-examine siya, in-examine kayo, he's doing the physical exam. So yan ang clinical diagnosis. When he ordered for lab tests or procedures, then that's another type of trying to diagnose what you have. No? Then after all these things, pwede ding wala nang gagawin, basta i-observe lang. Yung observation is still part of the basic methods of trying to diagnose. Kasama yon, no? So ito yung frequently forgotten, yung observation. No? Okay, ito. That's why I put there a issue to this, a question to discuss kasi importante ito. Most of the time nakakalimutan. Observation means continually improving the course of a patient's symptoms and signs after initial clinical diagnosis and after a laboratory procedure diagnostic test if it's done. Kung pwede ding wala yung laboratory test, just the clinical diagnosis, i-observe lang. It can be done, observation can be done if there is uncertainty, di sigurado in the initial diagnosis. So pag in-observe, it can lead to a more certain diagnosis in the future date. Then observation is also done to validate or correct an initial diagnosis. Yan ang usefulness of observation. There should be continuing observation after any diagnosis because of the ever-present possibility of errors. This just means lahat ng diagnoses that are given to you at a certain point in time is maybe the last diagnosis, as I said, pero hindi siya palaging perfect. Kaya importante pa rin yung observation. No? So to check kung talagang tama o hindi. No? Okay. So again, I'd like to emphasize observation is part of a method to diagnose. What are the basic processes in making a diagnosis? So for those with the description, findings, and results, such as clinical diagnosis, radiologic, and operative diagnosis, ang ginagamit ay pattern recognition and prevalent process. No? This is how to make a diagnosis, no? Yung process. For those with numerical values results, like laboratory, no? Yung mga CBC, complete blood count, meron mga FBS, blood sugar, meron mga reference range or intervals. Okay? So if it's within the normal range or outside the normal, then it could be high or low, abnormal siya. Okay. So, but outside the laboratory test with numerical values, no, the usual thing that we do when we try to diagnose a patient using history, PE, and then with radiologic imaging and operative diagnosis, we use these two processes, pattern recognition and prevalence. Okay. I will explain pattern recognition, these two now. Okay. So pattern recognition or matching is the realization of the patient's problem representation conforms to a previously learned picture or pattern of a disease. The clinical diagnosis will be disease that has the clinical presentation that match that of the patient. Okay. So parang matching type yan. No? So a patients with a flu-like syndrome, tapos meron siyang mga loss of taste, loss of smell. So at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, yan ang ginagamit nating pattern for diagnosis COVID. No? Yung flu, usually wala yan eh. No? Kaya we usually don't, maybe, may kumisan meron ding loss of taste pero not so common. So ang priority, because of the presence of that loss of sense of smell or taste, kaya ang primary diagnosis will be COVID-19. Okay? Although flu is still possible, pero based on prevalence, okay, ito yung sinasabi kong prevalence. The prevalence process means the choice of diagnosis is based on the frequency of occurrence of the disease in a certain locality, in a certain age, sex group, and in the affected organs and systems. No? So going back to that example, flu-like syndrome, pwedeng COVID, pwedeng influenza, pero may sense of loss of taste, no? Mas common yon. So we put as number 1, COVID-19. Okay? Or before the COVID-19 pandemic, kung may flu-like symptoms, we don't consider COVID kasi wala pang COVID-19. So based on prevalence yon. Ang pinaka-more common noon ay flu. No? Ngayon, hindi ko na alam kung ano yung how do you use the PrEP? Mahirap na to differentiate COVID-19 and flu sa ngayon. Mukhang equal na yung prevalence, no? Okay. Pero kung let's say kung merong siyang epidemic in one locality, if you have flu-like symptoms, then you have to put as number 1 COVID-19. No? Kung wala naman, kung mababa ang incidence, you can put flu as the number 1 consideration. So that's what is meant by using the prevalent process. Kung anong pinaka-common at that time. No? Now, are all the medical diagnoses always accurate and certain? So the answer is a big no, 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 no. They're not always accurate and not certain. Okay? There will always be a sincere try, best effort by the physicians to come out with an accurate and certain diagnosis. Okay, best effort lang yung doktor. Okay, so aminin niya, we are not 100% perfect, and since medicine is also not an exact science, kaya mahirap. No? So however, most of the time, there are a lot of uncertainties and inaccuracies in medical diagnosis. Physicians are usually on the lookout for this, yung mga mali, no? Yung mga inaccuracies. This is why multiple methods of diagnosis are used to complement each other. Kaya kumisan, after the clinical diagnosis, merong observation, ginagawa, or even laboratory tests para to make sure that we are heading towards an accurate diagnosis. So remember, erroneous diagnoses should be corrected right away, no? With this especially observation. O kumisan may laboratory test, pag may ginawa laboratory test, sinabi niyang mali ang clinical diagnosis, papalitan ka agad. No? There are a lot of subjectivity in the medical diagnosis. That's the reason why not all medical diagnoses are always accurate and certain. Thus, there are terms like, for those who have experience with the mga laboratory reports, no? Like needle biopsy, mammography, no? Ultrasound, no? So may mga terms like probably, then suspicious, suggestive, and consistent. No? So all these terms connote subjectivity. No? Okay. Also, there might be terms like this, or that suspect cannot be ruled out. Pag nakita niyo yung mga terms, no, suspect for something cannot be ruled out, is a consideration, is a possibility. Again, all of these terms connote that there are a lot of subjectivity in the medical diagnosis. No? So when you say subjectivity, it depends on the personal opinion of the doctors who are doing the diagnosis. Okay. So common practices by physicians in diagnosis. Okay. That this is the reality. No? You have to take note of that para to help you in understanding how medical diagnoses are being done by physicians. There is a tendency to overdiagnose than to underdiagnose. So the preference is to err on the side of commission than on omission. Tendency is to overread rather than underread laboratory diagnostic tests. So ito yung common practices. So you must know that, no? Okay. And then there are such thing as false positive. False positive, sinabi yung positive pero mali. So this is meaning it's not really present. Or so minsan meron sinabing negative pero hindi naman talagang negative. That's what is called false negative. So these are really present in the practice of medicine. Okay. So hindi siya perfect. So medical diagnosis is not always accurate or certain. Does diagnosis always start with clinical diagnosis? When you say clinical, it's based on the symptoms and signs, okay, by the doctor without laboratory tests. Ideally, yes. Ideally, yes. Dapat umpisa doon because in clinical diagnosis, no, ang process is like this. Patient is interviewed first for symptoms and then examined physically by the physician. And the laboratory tests are done after the clinical diagnosis. So ito yung sequence dapat. No? Doing laboratory diagnostic tests without a clinical diagnosis is discouraged or frowned upon. Okay. As a rule, laboratory diagnostic tests are not done when there is a high degree of certainty in the clinical diagnosis. Pag merong medyo sigurado na, logically, pwedeng hindi gumawa ng laboratory test, di ba? Okay. Gagawa lang laboratory test if there's a high degree of uncertainty. Hindi sigurado yung doktor as to the clinical diagnosis, kaya gagawa siya ng laboratory to support, to help him in the diagnosis. Okay. Now, clinical diagnosis should be used as a guide in the selection of the laboratory diagnostic test when needed. So, mag-umpisa palagi sa clinical diagnosis. Kaya importante magsisimula sa clinical muna. Okay? Kung wala, pag dumiretso kayo sa laboratory, parang shotgun yon, no? Okay, shotgun ang approach on. Gagawin lahat ng laboratory test. And to show the importance of the clinical diagnosis in almost every laboratory diagnostic test, there's a statement on the need to correlate the test findings with the clinical diagnosis. For those who have laboratory tests before, makikita ninyo, there's always a statement at the last part ng page sa baba, no? So ito yung mga usual statement. The above mentioned report is a subjective medical opinion by the radiologist, by the pathologist, no? Only based on the objective radiographic findings and should be correlated with the clinical, biochemical, microbiological, and other parameters before it can be used as a basis for management. So ito yung caveat na binibigay ng mga sa laboratory test, no? Okay. So what are the common issues and challenges in the medical diagnosis among lay people? Number one, they don't know what a medical diagnosis is and its importance. Kaya ang tuturo ko ngayon sa inyo, when you see a doctor, after na-examine kayo, always try, always, huwag nag-try. Doktor, ano ba ang diagnosis ninyo sa akin? No? So, or just say, ano ang working diagnosis? No? Okay. Pag sinabi niyo doon, now the doctor will be challenged. Magsasabi na siya. Pag hindi niyo tinanong kung ano-anong gagawin niya na hindi man niyo naintindihan. No? So, always after na examine kayo ng doktor, no, bago gumawa ng mga laboratory test, tanungin niyo muna, Doktor, ano yung working diagnosis ninyo? When you say working, it implies that okay lang kung di kayo sigurado, but give me kung ano yung nasa isip ninyo, no? Ano yung primary diagnosis, gano'n, no? Para may guide kung anong gagawin susunod, no? So number 2 issue will be the patients don't insist on asking the physicians to give them and explain to them the most probable and working clinical diagnosis prior to doing the laboratory test and prior to the treatment. Okay, so ito usually the case kung saan you just trust the doctor pero hindi nyo alam kung tama ang ginagawa o hindi, no? Or naniniwala kayo sa laboratory test kasi you were led to believe that baka may mas maganda yung may laboratory test kaysa wala, no? So it's not true, no? So a lot of times yung clinical diagnosis is also very important. Of course, the last one is that they are not empowered on this. Okay? So I hope by after this lecture, I'll be empowering you on the medical diagnosis. Ito lang hinihingi ko sa inyo. Okay. After you are examined by a doctor whom you consult, tanungin ninyo, Doktor, ano yung working diagnosis ninyo? Okay. Kung anong probability, anong most probable, no? Or kahit yung second most probable, kahit na hindi kayo sigurado, no? Okay. Now, okay, the other issue here, if they are empowered on medical diagnosis, they will get these benefits. Ito yung mga benefits that you will get kung empowered kayo. Gaining greater control over decisions and actions affecting their health. So kayo magde-decide. Improvement in the quality in healthcare administered by the physicians and other healthcare professionals because of the patient-centered care, kasi nagtatanong kayo. Okay. Improvement in healthcare outcomes because of patient participation, leading to longevity and full and contented life. Okay, so dapat nagtatanong kayo, patient participation, wag lang yung babayaan yung doktor to decide for you, di ba? Then, control of medical costs because of patient-centered care and patient participation. So, tatanong ko kayo, magkano ho ba yan? And then, kailangan ba yan based on the diagnosis or not? Okay? Now, what are the common issues and challenges in the medical diagnosis among doktor naman? Okay, kanina mga pasyente, ngayon doktor naman. So commonly, physicians rely too much on laboratory diagnostic tests, even up to now. And then especially not doing physical examination for assessment. A lot of doctors do not do that because they rely too much on laboratory tests. Okay. And forgetting the importance of clinical examination. Now, when you say clinical examination, interview or history and physical examination using symptoms and signs. Okay. So relying too much on laboratory tests. Okay. Okay. And then forgetting the importance of clinical examination. Okay. In terms of need for correlation, pag may laboratory kayo, i-correlate pa rin yung clinical examination findings. And two, they have the thinking that laboratory tests have the final say or diagnosis. Just like the lay people, kala nila may mas maganda yung mas accurate yung laboratory test all the time. No? Hindi. No? Okay, ganun din a lot of doctors, ganun din. They rely too much on the laboratory test, forgetting the importance, the usefulness of the clinical examination. So in reality, clinical diagnosis is oftentimes overrules the laboratory diagnosis. Kaya palagi may caveat dun sa laboratory report. Ang mga radiologists, yung mga laboratory doctors will be the first one to tell you na i-correlate ninyo itong laboratory findings with the clinical findings. No? Yan ang may final say. No? Clinical diagnosis has the final say. Okay. Another issue, not making a definite or specific clinical diagnosis, which is oftentimes possible. Okay. Basta sabihin niya, eto lahat possible. No? So hindi siya gagawa ng isa o dalawa, primary or secondary. Tapos sasabihin niya, anything is possible, kaya isa-shotgun diagnostic test. Bahala na yung laboratory test to give you the specific diagnosis. Okay. So oftentimes, the doctors do not do interviewing of patients and doing of physical examinations to get to a clinical diagnosis. They rely on laboratory diagnostic tests to give the medical diagnosis, thinking it is always more accurate than using history and physical examination. Okay, again, to repeat, they use the shotgun approach, doing laboratory tests to get to a medical diagnosis. Okay? Ginawa lahat ng test, then from the test, doon sila kukuha ng kung ano bang meron. No? That pwede naman umpisahan sa clinical diagnosis, no? Makukuha naman. Of course, not all the time. Pag hindi kaya, that's the time you go to a laboratory test. And another issue here, challenges among the doctors. Physicians don't spell out clearly to the patients the medical diagnosis prior to actions, so other actions like ordering laboratory diagnostic tests and prescribing treatment. They don't explain well their medical diagnosis, including their basis for the diagnosis. Okay. Physicians have a mindset that clinical diagnosis based on history and physical examination cannot stand alone. Yan palang iniisip din nila, kailangan may laboratory. No? They have to be complementary laboratory diagnostic tests done before they can give out the medical diagnosis. Oftentimes, clinical diagnosis with observation will suffice without the need of laboratory diagnostic tests, which are done only when indicated. The last time we talked about breast, when do we consider that as normal? Sabi natin, pwede ng physical examination or clinical examination. You don't need laboratory tests. You don't need the ultrasound or the mammography. Ganun din sa thyroid. Sabi sa inyo last time, okay, when do you say you have a normal thyroid? Pwedeng just based on clinical examination. No? Okay. You don't need your mga thyroid function test, you don't need Gagawin lang yung mga laboratory test kung may uncertainty in the clinical diagnosis. Okay. So I think that's the last slide for the main lecture. So I have discussed all these topics. Now I won't repeat them anymore. Medyo mahaba. No? Okay. So takeaway in relation to patient empowerment. Be always in touch with reliable medical information on medical diagnosis, what and how. And then knowledge is power. It gives power. Use the 4 Ks of patient empowerment: kaalaman, kakayanan, karapatan, and kapangyarihan to gain greater control over decisions and make better decisions on medical diagnosis, what and how, as part of your health management. This ends my pep talk today on medical diagnosis, what and how. I hope I have empowered you to have an essential understanding on medical diagnosis, what and how as part of your health management. So before we go to the QA portion, reminder, please take the Olete. I have placed the link in the chat box. And then 25 Olete certificates will entitle you to a voucher for a RO hospital medical consultation. And then type in your feedback in the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. Let's now have a group picture taking before we start the QA and interactions. Okay. Ready? Phoebe? Phoebe, mukha mo. Are you joining us, Phoebe? Okay. 1, 2, Okay. Okay, the floor is now open for questions, comments, suggestions, recommendations, and free consult.
Question, Doc.
Medyo mahaba lang ito, but I think it's very basic, no? Okay,
Yes.
sa lahat, no? Okay. Okay, Susan.
Yes, ang question ko, Doc, this is an experience of my husband, ano. Meron siyang, he was prescribed for a diabetes maintenance, ano, na parang ang per kwento niya na with comparison with other co-employees na prescribe ng diabetes maintenance, parang ang ano nila sa kanya, shinare nila na dapat hindi mo muna ininom yung medicine mo kasi dapat na kumbaga na test kang mabuti kung nasa diabetic level ka talaga. Kasi once na nag-take ka na niyan, it will be continuous na, talagang magiging maintenance mo na. So kung merong mga ganitong parang if there are doctors na magpre-prescribe ng medicine sa'yo, parang what is it am I gonna to watch out para sure ako na tamang prescribe niya sa akin yung medicine na yun.
Okay.
Kung what
Anong tanong mo?
Yun nga po, ano po ba yung magiging parameters ko dapat na, kasi di ba sabi mo po, minsan we don't ask na the doctors because we trust them, di ba? Parang ito, hindi ko rin alam kung true yung sinabi ng isang kaibigan ng husband ko na he shouldn't take dapat the diabetic medicine kasi dapat na rule out mabuti na nasa diabetic level siya before niya ininom yung maintenance niya. So parang ang patient, ano ba ang parameters namin para talagang, o talaga, dapat ko na talagang inumin itong nireseta ni Doc, yung ganon. So, kailan ba ako nandoon sa situation na yun at tatanggapin ko na yung hindi yung, sinabi inumin ko, di inumin ko, yung ganon na lang.
Okay. Ganun yan. Number one, I like to advise you, be very cautious with yung mga sabi-sabi ng mga kaibigan, mga
Apo.
okay? Iba-iba kasi yung mga sitwasyon ng decision making ng doktor, no? Okay.
Apo.
So be cautious on that, okay? Essentially, you can say that not two patients are exactly the same, no? Iba-iba,
Okay.
no? Okay. Number two, when you see a doctor, aside from, of course, you have to may trust kayo, no? But before you establish that trust and confidence, make sure that he's something that he's doing everything that is of high quality, no? Okay. So binibigay sa inyo yung diagnosis, no? Ina-explain sa inyo lahat-lahat.
Apo.
And then binibigyan kayo ng chance to ask questions, no? Okay.
Okay.
So, ask questions as kasi alam ko may mga doktor na may nagsasabi sa akin,
Opo.
nagagalit kung maraming tanong, ganun. Okay? So just ask questions.
Okay.
Minsan, a lot of times, the decision will always, iba-iba yung mga doktor kanya-kanyang mindset. Pero
Apo.
at least alam niyo ang basis niya, no? Okay.
Okay. Sige.
Kung logical ang basis niya, no? Tanggapin na lang ninyo, no? Okay. Okay. Kaysa yung di kayo nagtatanong, tapos pag uwi, magpo-compare. Bakit siya meron? Bakit ako wala? Ganon, no? Okay. Sa medicine kasi hindi siya dekahon na isa lang, iba-iba yung sitwasyon Iba-iba ang decision making no? Okay.
Okay.
Pakita niyo mga umiinom ng anti-diabetic, iba-iba yung gamot. Bakit iba-iba? Di ba? Ang tanong, di ba? Iba-iba, ang daming gamot di ba? Ang daming klaseng gamot. Iba, metformin, no? So, yung hypertension, ganun din, iba-iba, no? Okay. So it's eventually it will be the pag nag-consult kayo, it will be the doctor's decision kung anong
Apo.
gusto niya, no? Pero bago niyo tanggapin yung decision niya, yung recommendation, magtanong-tanong kayo, no? Kung it conforms to your own mindset, yung wishes mo, then at matatanggap mo at kaya mo, then tanggapin mo na lang, no?
Okay. Okay, Doc.
Okay?
Okay. Kasi hindi ko naman yun na-experience sa inyo, Doc. Kasi pag kayong nagreseta, in-explain nyo naman mabuti from the start kung where it come from, why is it, what's the need for it. Kasi ito yung mga nakita nyong findings. So I did not experience that. So I
Yeah.
just take it religiously kasi naintindihan ko naman yung prescription mo po.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for the answer, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, but if in the future, if you have questions, hindi natin ma-avoid yan, may mga tanong ka pa,
Apo.
always approach me. Okay?
Yes, Doc.
Ready to answer your questions. No?
Yes po.
This pep talk na, I cannot explain everything during a clinic consultation, di ba? So ito, nire-reinforce ko with the pep talk. No? Okay.
Apo.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Doc.
Any other questions? Questions? Angeline, Samantha, long time no see. Any question, Angeline? Unmute yourself. Unmute. Okay, good. Walang boses. Walang sound. Walang sound. Naririnig ba niyo siya? Hindi. Walang sound, Angeline. Anyway, we'll get back to you. Any other questions? Cheng, any questions? Wala. Okay.
Kung walang magtatanong, Doc, may question pa ako.
Sure. Oo, sige.
Okay. Kung sakali kasi per your lecture today, yung na I've learned that, okay, before you arrive in a diagnosis, merong first step, second step, like the clinical diagnosis, yung physically, and then kung meron mga ano doon, then that's the time na yung mga symptoms, symptoms para sa clinical diagnosis mo. And then before you go to medical diagnosis, which is already the laboratory test, depends on yung whether it's blood or mga ultrasound or whatever laboratory test, di po ba? So kung yung doctor may doctor ako, nag-consult ako sa kanya, hindi niya binigay sa akin yung ganong step by step. Well, I have to go for a second opinion kasi hindi niya ginawa yung step that would clear me, and even if nagtanong na rin ako sa kanya, hindi rin naman niya na-explain mabuti. Is it ethical for me to go for a second opinion? Yung ganon.
Ganun yan. Ang advice ko, basta sabi ko ngayon, starting today, no? Pag nagpa-consult kayo sa ibang doktor other than me, no? Okay. Always at the end of the, siyempre, di ba, pagpasok niyo sa clinic, may tatanong kayo ng mga interview, no? Mga symptoms niyo, and then kakapain kayo o examine kayo, stethoscope, ganon. And then kadalasan, sabi ko ang practice ng mga doctor, hindi nila sinasabi kung anong meron ka, no? Tapos may laboratory test na kaagad, mga prescription. Diba? So what I would advise you to do from here on, okay, tanong niyo sa doktor, no? Kahit na nireseta na kayo ng mga ganon, but get back to him, just right there and then, sabi, Doctor, ano ba yung working diagnosis
Working
ninyo?
diagnosis.
Just use the
Mhm.
word working diagnosis, no? Para pag narinig nila yung working diagnosis, magugulat na siya, no? Sabi, ay, marunong
Mhm.
pala itong pasyente na ito. Alam niya ang pinagsasabi, no? So,
Mhm, mhm.
napipilitan na siya mag-explain.
Apo.
Kasi a lot of doctors take it for granted na, ay, kayo, kasi hindi naman nagtatanong ng pasyente, bahala na kami, gano'n, no?
Apo.
So, pag tinanong niyo, Doktor, ano yung working diagnosis niyo? Medyo, medyo parang magugulat na siya na to the point na, okay, may alam pala ito. I-explain ko. No? Gano'n. No?
Okay.
And
Eh
then,
kung hindi pa rin siya nagsabi ng working
kung hindi pa
diagnosis
rin at
niya,
malabo yung explanation niya, okay, you have the right to see another doctor. No?
doctor, sige.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
But give it a try muna. No? No?
Apo.
Na,
Mhm.
Doktor, ano yung working diagnosis ninyo, if I may ask? No?
Mhm.
Okay, ganoon. No? So, yan ang suggestion ko to everybody. No? Okay. Okay. Pag if you see a doctor, before any treatment or tanong niyo, what is your working diagnosis? No? Okay. Huwag niyo i-assume na 100% sure siya sa isa. Hindi niya masasabi niyo. Sasabihin niya mga at least two possible. No?
Apo.
Okay.
Okay, thank you ulit, Doc.
Okay, welcome. Okay. Angeline, okay ka na? Wala pa rin.
Doc,
Yan. Pumasok na. May boses ka na. Okay.
ah,
Kamusta yung ano yung experience mo with your chemo?
with chemo, Doc, bali, inano ako inano ako na doctor na parang, ano na siya, stage 4. Kasi po may kalat na po ako sa chest area at saka may ano po, sa may collarbone po ba yun, tawag po dun?
Vertebra?
Opo.
Ah,
So, I'm planning nga po punta din ako sa'yo next week.
okay.
Oo.
Sige.
Tapos, ang ano niya sa akin, Doc, is ano po, since na ano po, ang pinaano niya sa akin is oral chemo po. Bali, inanuhan niya ako ng gamot na yung ribociclib at saka letrozole. And
Okay.
then goserelin po yun. Yun nga lang po, medyo, hindi pala medyo, masakit po sa bulsa.
Alam ko. Okay. Now, at least sinabi sa iyo yung the reason why she is doing it, di ba? Okay.
Opo.
Sabi kasi
Ah,
ang diagnosis is kung ano yung extent ng breast cancer mo, di ba? And then
opo.
sasabihin niya bakit kailangan mo ito, bakit kailangan mo ito, di ba?
Kasi
Okay.
ano naman po siya, Doc, alam niyo naman po ako, inoorirat ko po yun kapag hindi ko
Good.
naiintindihan.
Yan
Kaya,
gusto ko. Yan gusto ko.
oo.
Oo.
So,
So, siyempre,
tinanong ko
tatanungin
nga
mo rin sa kanila kung ano ba, may mas mura ba?
ang
Okay.
tinanong ko nga po kung ano po, kung mas may mura. Ang inano niya sa'kin mayroon, basta may ibang ano po siya, pero ang inano niya sa'kin po, yun po yung pinaka the best na gamutan para po sa ano ko po, para sa'kin. And
Yeah.
then in-explain niya naman po sa akin kung ano po yung mga so sabi ko, "Dok, hanggang kailan po ito?" Inano niya din sa akin na, hangga't ano daw po, hangga't ano po yung gamot, parang nagwo-workout sa akin yung gamot, yun po yun. Pero siyempre, iniisip ko naman, positive naman po ako na sana, hindi naman sa ano po, hindi naman po habang buhay magagamot ako sa gano'n, may feeling ko may pagbabago din naman po.
Yeah. Okay. And we'll
Mm.
talk about yung course mo. Pero ang for application for this lecture, na-explain sa iyo yung diagnosis mo, kung
Opo,
to what extent, then ang
yes,
recommendation is this and that, and then
opo,
bakit. Okay, that's good. No? Okay.
opo.
So,
Ayun, Doc.
okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more? Ray Benjamin, what can you add some more?
Hello po.
Hello.
Ayun, pag tinatanong niyo yung ano, add ko lang, like, pag tatanungin niyo sa mga doktor yung working diagnosis, medyo ano, mahirap lang tanggapin lang yung sinabi nila. Like, para you can also do your own research or ask other doctors kung parang accurate ba yung diagnosis. Kasi baka kung ano yung sabihin nila, paniwalaan na, tas baka may inconsistency or mali pala yung sinasabi nila. So, yun lang.
So, tanong lang ninyo kasi mahirap talaga maging doktor, mahirap mag-diagnose because of a lot of uncertainties in mga medicine, no? Kaya sabi nga nila, medicine is an inexact science. Now we go by probability, no? So, yung doktor lang makakagawa ng mga probability based on experience, ganon, no? Okay. So, magtatanong na lang kayo, no? Okay. So, pwede niyong reinforce yung sa Google, pero wag niyong wag absolute, ha? Okay. Okay. Kasi may kanya-kanyang variation sa isang katawan, no? Okay. So, it has to be the doctor who will make the decision, no? And then kung maliwanag mag-explain at nag-explain at may logic, no? May naintindihan ninyo, may logic, no? Then tanggapin na lang ninyo, no? Okay. Of course, yung mga pagdating sa mga laboratory tests, no? Kung hindi nyo kaya, kausapin din nyo, meron bang alternative? Palaging may alternative yan, no? May options, no? Then, as I said, again, I want to emphasize, ang palaging nakakalimutan, observation. Observation could be a part of the diagnostic test, no? Na walang gagawin, basta i-observe lang, na? Okay. Okay. Kasi ang palagi nating iniisip, mga doktor din, basta kung merong uncertainty, laboratory test kagad, na? Pwede mong i-observe, no? Okay, for a few weeks, ganon, nakamawala, o kaya few weeks na on the course of the disease, no? Pag nakikita niyo yung course of disease, meron na kayong mare-reinforce yung ninyo, diagnosis ninyo, or baka palitan ninyo kagad, no? Yung diagnosis, no? Okay. So observation, yan ituturo sa iyo today. Take home, observation is part of the diagnostic process. Number 2, when you go to any doctor, you ask what is your working diagnosis, no? For me, no? Para may alam ako kung anong basihan ng iyong mga decision making, mga recommendation, no? Okay? Okay.
Yes.
Susan, ha?
Noted.
Susan, ha? If you see another
Yes.
Okay. Anong working diagnosis mo nito?
Diagnosis mo, Doc.
No? Okay.
The magic word, I will not forget that, Doc.
Okay.
Okay po. Thank you.
So if there are no more questions, we'll call it a day.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll see each other next week. No?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you po.
Thank you then, Doc. Doc
Thank you
Ray
po,
Benjamin.
Doc. Thank you po.
Thank you po. Ingat po.
Ingat ka rin po dyan, Doc.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.